Hello everyone, Paul here. Welcome to Gelling Outdoors. My pond has finally frozen over. It's time to get a skating rink going. One of the great things about using a pond for a skating rink is that you never have to flood it. I never have to bring a garden hose out and put any water on it. Basically all I need to do is, when I have it up and running, is clear the snow and let the wind and the sun shine the ice. My pond is rectangular in shape and it's 80 feet wide, 80 feet long. All the ground around it is sloped inwards, so I get rainwater draining from four sides. In addition to that, the deepest end is 5 feet and the most shallow point is only 3 feet deep. One of the biggest issues that I have with the pond are cattails, and that's what we're going to take care of today. Most summers around mid-August, for about a week or so, my pond becomes bone dry. At that point, I usually go in with my tractor, scrape out all the cattails and any other weeds. Unfortunately, this year my pond never got dry enough for me to take my tractor in to remove all the cattails. Therefore, I had to wait until now, once the pond has frozen over, to take care of it. It's not going to be as much fun to do, it's cold out. Okay, let's take a look at the cattails that I've got to remove. As you can see down along the sides, all the cattails are just protruding through the ice. And I've got three sides with the cattails. They're kind of nasty because when you try to skate, if your blade catches one of them, it'll make you trip. As you can see, there's quite a bit. They're not hard to remove. Also, as you may notice, it reduces the size of my rink by a considerable number of feet. All right, let's get rid of some snow so I can get rid of these cattails. Let's get it on. These cattails really hold on tight. I've got to clear the snow so that I can come in and I can trim some of the ice. Something that I could have done is I could have put salt in my water, salt blocks in my water, and it probably would have helped to prevent the cattails from growing as much as they did. The reason why I didn't do that is that this pond is used by a lot of animals. The deer are here all the time playing in it. The birds are always drinking from it. It's full of frogs and full of turtles. There's all kinds of small other animals, squirrels, raccoons and porcupines that come and use the water here. So for that reason I didn't put any salt in it. It definitely would have been a lot easier to clean this all out in the summertime, as I mentioned, when the pond becomes dry, but unfortunately the pond never dried up this year. Could have used my tractor, could have been sitting to do this rather than pushing away hard on the shovel. One thing to note about cattails, as far as I know, most of it, or a good portion of it, is edible, and some of it is used for medicinal purposes. snow's been removed from all of the cattails as best I can get for now. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try and gouge the ice down where the cattails are still protruding through. You'll see that in a few minutes. I don't know if you noticed or not, but the snow underneath, or sorry, the ice underneath the snow, when I moved it, you can see it's kind of wet. Two reasons for that. One is because the snow was sitting there for so long. And the second thing is, as I mentioned, this rink has just frozen over for about a couple of days now. And just my weight alone, walking back and forth, has moved the water to the ends. And with the water going to the ends, it's starting to penetrate through from underneath. As I mentioned, the ice is not quite thick enough now for any kind of machinery. But once it's thick enough, it should be like 3 or 4 days, maybe 5 days from now, I can put a piece of equipment on here. And for me to clean the ice if it snows, it's no effort at all. So you may be wondering why I'm wearing a hard hat when I'm cleaning the ice. Well, it would help to protect me if I did slip and fall. But the main purpose is when I'm going to clean these cattails here, I'm going to need a tool. And that tool is a little bit dangerous to use, so I put on my hard hat. And what I'm going to need is the screen here and the ear muffs to help keep me protected. The tool I'm going to use is a Stihl FS55R. I can show you a little closer. It's a weed eater brush cutter combination tool blade. It's carbide teeth, you can see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start her up. I'm going to start to get rid of these cattails. The idea is to cut into the cattails, cut into the ice. There'll be a bit of a groove and stuff, but the weather, when it gets a bit warmer and it gets cool, warmer and cool, it will get rid of all the gouges that I make. Let's just get this done. Let the machine warm up for a couple of minutes. One thing I don't recommend is that you put a 10-inch circular saw blade on your whippersnapper. It's very stressful on the engine and also it's very dangerous. Alright, let's get this job started. One thing about cattails is that This is basically one that just started to open up. This is one that's fully opened up. It's nice and soft and stuff, but this is all seeds. Thousands and thousands and thousands of seeds in there. And the longer they left to dry, they'll basically explode and they'll populate seeds everywhere. So if you can get at the cattails before they start to seed, you'll have a lot less problems with them. One thing I forgot to mention before I forget, if any of you guys out there use a steel product or steel oil for whatever product you're using, whether it's your chainsaw, whippersnipper, or whatever the tool is, if you're using the steel oil, make sure that you run your machine wide open all the time. Don't let it idle too much because the carbon will build up like crazy with that type of oil. It's a great oil, but you have to use machines wide open to keep them nice and clean. You want your cylinder and your piston to stay nice and shiny, well, run them wide open. My hard hat, put on a toque. It's time to clean the ice. I'm going to use a scraper. Perfect tool, doesn't take long. Let's get her done.
Like this, make it not like drop.
So I brought the bench down. The rink is all cleaned off. There's still a little bit of debris. That's not a big deal. What's going to happen is that the snow is going to come down, or might get some freezing rain, and it'll take care of all the gouges in the ice, and it will all smoothen over within a week. Other than that, there's only one thing left to do. Can you guess what it is? Go for a skate. Well, I hope you like this video. Please give it a thumbs up and also hit that subscribe button. It'll help me with my channel to produce more videos like this. Thanks again, and once again, welcome to Gelling Outdoors.